Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Simply Dorales. It is Dorales, your host. How you finished the previous open discussion? Finish our questions. I promised y'all I would. We're smoking hookah, water, homemade snow cones with homemade snow cone syrup. I have, as you guys have affectionately called him, Preach. And we're going to say CJ. I don't think she'll be like to be called Giggles, so we'll keep her at CJ.
Giggles.
Yeah.
Who called me Giggles?
A couple girls, they like your laugh.
Hi, girls.
What's going on, y'all? This is Casey. How y'all doing?
What's up, CJ?
CJ won't want to move closer so we can hear her better. Cool.
I speak up.
All right, so as y'all know, it's going to be in 3 increments of 15. By next month, it's going to be back to 45 minutes straight. But y'all said that y'all liked the little break, so I don't know. Okay, so we're going to pick up where we left off last time, where we was at actually only question 11. Wow, and we have like 50 questions, so let's get right into it. Question 11, are there certain people you have trouble feeling empathy for? I feel like we answered that, so I'm going to go to question 12. Nope, we did 12, 13, and 14. Okay, 15, sorry. How far can excuses like trauma and psychological issues go? We did that one? Sorry, guys. I marked it wrong. We were sipping last time, so maybe not do that this time. 16, when do you put the responsibility on the other person? When, like, basically when you hold someone accountable.
That part.
You know what? I think the same thing. I think the same thing when they're grown and they should be held accountable for. Okay, so how does knowing too much benefit you? Like, does it benefit or hurt you if too much knowledge?
Too much knowledge without the maturity to handle it can be a negative impact because certain things require patience. Certain things may need to be played out. Certain things just might need to happen overall. So, I mean, if you don't have the maturity to look at the overall picture, then, you know what I'm saying, that might be a issue, in my opinion.
What was the question again?
How does knowing too much benefit or harm you? Like, when it's like, how can it harm you if you know too much knowledge?
Good question. All right. I feel like knowing too much knowledge. I feel like it's like 50-50.
Welcome, EJ.
Because, like bro said, if you don't have that maturity level to understand how much you know and how to, use it, you can mess around and mess yourself up. Versus if you have all that knowledge and you know what you're doing, you good to go.
Alright.
Okay, so my answer to that question is, I agree with both of they said, but both of them said, but also having too much knowledge can hurt you if you present it the wrong way or you present it to people that are scared of that knowledge and what that knowledge and what power that knowledge could bring. You see that time and time again in history with all our fallen leaders that have failed and have been murdered in cold blood. You see that with the Black Lives Matter movement, with the police brutality, about how having too much knowledge on that can sometimes hurt. And not because shouldn't be knowledgeable, that because the people that's in power don't want you to have that knowledge, because then you have power over them and they like being in control. So to me, it's a double-edged sword. Okay, so do you think there are benefits educating boys and girls in different schools? Nah. Babe, we wasn't on here on this one. We was on there. That's why you're saying, because we kept going, but we didn't do it for mine. I marked it at here. That's when we stopped it on here. It's fine. Do you think there are benefits educating boys and girls in different schools? I don't think so. I really don't. What about you, Casey?
If I remember correctly, what we were talking about were all girls schools, all boys schools, and you're not gonna grow up in life with just all boys on this side and all girls on that side. It's a mixed society, so I think a mixed school provides training depending on the school you go to and the people you have as influences. That provides training on how to be young women and young men amongst the opposite sex. That is my opinion.
All right. What foreign languages do you think should be required in school? I feel like Spanish is one that should definitely be required. English and like Mandarin, because they're in French. Honestly, it's so many. Arabic is one of them as well, because that's what's populating the world right now. That's when you go to these stores and people have businesses. They're the ones that own them businesses, and you have to be able to conduct business. And I feel like it'd be a lot less violence and misunderstanding if there wasn't that language barrier.
Well, in my opinion, I feel like, first of all, we got to start with English, because it's kind of backwards if you try to teach somebody a second language when they can't even get the first. Me personally, I know you got a lot of Americans that'll be like, this is America, we speak English over here, blah, 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 blah. But we have a large population of Spanish-speaking citizens that's actually here. And my thing is, when it's all said and done, let's say you have these children that grow up and they have businesses and everything like that, like she was talking about before. If you can communicate, you might be able to make more money. Now, if there was a third language, I feel like that should be an option, because you might have a child that might say, hey, I want to go move to Paris. That child should probably learn French. Another might want to go do missions work in Africa. They have about 50 languages over there, so I don't know, if not more. I think it's actually more than 200. But I don't know what language they would learn, because so many. You know, somebody that's a car enthusiast might want to go drift in Tokyo. Learn Chinese or Japanese, whichever it is. Yeah, there you go. I'm not a professional about foreign affairs or foreign things over there, but I don't know. I know America is English, and we got a whole lot of Spanish here. So that's my opinion.
CJ?
We talking about what languages we should be taught in school. Oh, okay. For me, my opinion would be English for real, number one, and then second, I would say Spanish. Now, I feel like there's another language that we all should know, especially when we go to get our nails and feet done. I be wanting to know what the hell
Mandarin.
they be saying, or what language that is. That's Mandarin? So that's not Chinese or Japanese?
There's no such thing as Chinese language. It's Mandarin.
I'm sorry, y'all. I got a whole degree out here.
I know. I didn't know that neither until my kids started going to the school they go to.
Oh, so Mandarin. Well, I need to know that, because when I go get my feet and nails done, and you be hearing them talking, be like, what the hell are they talking about? So
Japanese people,
that's what I think.
Japanese, Mandarin is Chinese, Vietnamese is for We ain't experts. We just giving opinions. Should education be free to all?
What type of education?
All education. I think yes, but there should also be stipulations because people are not going to appreciate something that is just given to them. They're going to be like, oh, well, I didn't have to pay for this, so fuck it. But there are stipulations, like, if you don't keep this GPA average, or you don't do this, or you miss this many days, then you're going to lose your free education, and now you have to pay for it. I feel like the opportunity should definitely be given and be truly free, not something you got to pay back or nothing like that, and be like truly free, because then it's only going to make it better for the generations to come and businesses that we'll be able to establish and have, in my opinion. So I believe it should be with stipulations and regulations, not you could shit on your education, skip school and do this and do that. Like, you have to keep a certain GPA average. You cannot miss a certain amount of days. Stuff like that. That's just my opinion. What do you think, Casey?
Okay, so with this subject, I have to look at it from different perspectives. True enough, on the receiving end, yes, it would always be great to have, free this, that, and the other, being education and possibly a few other things. However, when we consider this, the people that have to educate, we have to ask the question, how do they get paid? Because my thing is, if you have a whole bunch of positions and they don't pay anything, what is their incentive for doing it? True enough, you're going to do certain things because you have a passion for it. But it'll be real easy to lose a passion when you can't even provide for yourself.
I mean, I guess it would work the same way the public school system works.
It's off of a tax system, so that means that you would be suggesting that we get charged more taxes.
I don't know.
So, all I'm saying is, in these certain situations, don't get me wrong, the U.S. got money, but the U.S. is also in debt. You know what I'm saying? So all of these things have to be considered. That's just like what we talked about last time. There should be stipulations and resources and grants and everything like that, since they like to give out grants to those who actually go into school and apply themselves.
Yep.
Because for those like yourself who have high GPA and everything like that, yes, absolutely. But there has to be some form of something that's going to weed out, I'm going to college just because
it's free.
It's free. Or I'm going to college for the men. I'm going to college for the women.
I get that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to college for the parties.
I feel like it depends on what state you in for what grants are available type shit.
Oh, true.
It really do. Do you have something to say on that, CJ? Okay. So, we have like a couple seconds left on this, and we're going to shut it down and get back up. Hey, everybody. Get back up within for the next 15-minute segment. We will be back with you. We stopped at, question 20. But I love y'all, and I'll be right back. Peace.